Can I survive 7 days in Project Zomboid's biggest mall? This is one of the most dangerous locations in Project Zomboid, with zombies covering the entire location. I've never been in this area before, so I'll be learning it as we go, but without any more delay, like and subscribe if you liked the video. Thank you guys for watching, and let's get right into it. On our first attempt, I figured since I was new to this area, I might as well scout it and make sure there's no zombies present. It appeared that there was an upper and lower area, and looks like we're clear of zombies, so I'm gonna start looting. Okay, a pencil, I guess that'll do for a weapon for now. Okay, more pencils. I was really expecting something better there, but on we go. From here, I decided it was time to move on to the lower parts of the rooftops, and of course our main goal was finding a better weapon than a pencil. With both the doors being locked, I figured I would just break a window and hop in, but of course that wasn't as simple as it seemed, as I had cut my hand open. But I ripped my shirt up, made a makeshift bandage, and wrapped it up, and we were good to go. Nice. After that, I searched the nearby trash and found our first weapon, a smashed bottle. Not much, but better than a pencil, that's for sure. Now I figured it was time to enter the mall for the first time. I didn't really know what to expect other than a bunch of zombies, and that's basically what we were introduced with. Okay, I'm not really seeing any, but I know they're... Oh, okay. Well, let's do this. And just like that, our bottle was already broken. So I had to resort to shoving and stomping. Unfortunately, though, there was a lot more zombies than I expected. So I ended up running away and falling back to the upper rooftop room. This, however, wouldn't last long, because one thing I learned about these zombies, they are persistent. So they shortly found me, and I ran for the bathroom as it was the last safe spot I could think of. At this point, I kind of realized we weren't making it out of here. Well, shit. But I figured we could at least try to fight, and at first I thought maybe we could just take them out one by one with this bathroom, kind of lure them in, but as you'll see shortly, it did not work well. Oh my god, that did not sound good. There's way more than I thought. Ooh, screwdriver, come on. Oh man, I did not... There's no way we're making out of this. Alright, run, run! Oh my... Ah! Run! Oh, okay, I'm panicking. Back for the bathroom. Yeah, so I knew for sure we weren't making out of here. We were bleeding from multiple injuries, and we were surrounded by zombies. I started to bandage our wounds, and that was when the zombies decided it was time for feasting. And thus, our first attempt was over. Damn, that did not really go well, huh? To begin the second attempt off, I figured it was time for more looting. Hopefully we'd get a weapon this time. And unfortunately the door was locked, so I broke the window and hopped through again, and that was when I realized I had a piece of glass lodged into my hand. That was a good way to start our second attempt. But after removing that and bandaging it up, I figured it was time to get back to looting. Unfortunately, just like our first run, we didn't really find a weapon. But unlike our first run, the mall doors were locked, so I kind of wasn't sure what to do from here. Eventually, I just started wailing on this door because I wasn't sure what was on the other side, and I thought maybe it would open. And that was when I realized all that noise we were making led the zombies in the mall right to us. They broke through that other door, and there ended up being more than we could handle. They got a bite in on our neck, so I decided to fall back and try to just make a run for the door so we could at least see what was on the other side of it. We haven't even stepped into the mall yet. Eventually, I made it to the door. We were bleeding from our neck pretty badly, so as soon as we stepped through, that was all we were able to do. Once again, another attempt was done. For our third attempt, I went straight for looting. I was able to find a bottle that we can use for gathering water if we ended up, surviving that long. But unfortunately, all the doors were locked. But this time, I learned from my mistakes. I realized I could make noise on purpose to kind of draw the zombies to us. It would be quite a risk, but that was the only way to get these doors open. So that's the plan we went with. Our plan worked fairly well, as it didn't take long for the zombies to break through. My initial plan was to sit over here and kind of watch them roam around and hope they would head away from me, but as you'll see here shortly, it kind of went the opposite direction. So kind of right off the bat, they saw me hiding over here. At first it was just one zombie, which we took out fairly easily. However, I slowly began to realize that our plan was backfiring. The zombies were not heading the direction I thought they were going to, they just kind of started funneling towards me, which kind of ended up working out. We ended up finding some clothes that were more protective, and we were slowly working our way towards that mall entrance. But as you see, we still had a few more zombies to take care of. Man, they just do not stop coming, huh? Wait, does she have a gun for her leg with that? I've never seen that. As you can see, the zombies just started to overwhelm me. At this point, I was starting to get worried. I was starting to remember our failures of our past attempts. And I was starting to feel good because I felt like we were making some progress. But I still didn't have a weapon, so I was still feeling pretty worried. But on the other hand, we finally were able to step foot into the mall. Of course, we were met with more zombies. Since there was only 2, I figured I could try taking them out. But of course, as I was doing that, more zombies came in. In the middle of all the fighting, I was able to loot a butter knife off of one of them, which was better than nothing, but still wasn't good enough to take them out, so I had to run once again. Now, as I said in the beginning of this video, I've never been in this mall or even anywhere near it, so I had no idea where I was going. However, luckily, we were able to find a room that had a hammer for us. Now, I figured we had some time to do some quick looting before trying to make our exit, but before I knew it, we were swarmed, and just like that, we weren't even able to use our hammer. Damn. And just like that, our third run was over, but at least we were starting to get somewhere. Thankfully, our 4th attempt, we had some luck. This door that we've never been able to get open was unlocked, and with it, I found some supplies. We were able to find a wrench and a welder's mask, which provided a little bit of protection, but at least we had ourselves a weapon. However, before I could finish looting, the zombies had broken through the door once again. This time I was feeling a little bit more confident though, because we had our wrench and a little bit more space to work with. I ended up being able to kind of funnel them in one at a time into this room, and that ended up working pretty well. We kept getting more protective clothes. I was starting to feel a little swarmed, but as long as this door held up, I think we'd be okay. But boy was I wrong. Our plan quickly went south. At this point, I was starting to feel a little discouraged. We've barely even been able to make it into the mall, let alone survive 7 days. We haven't even been able to survive 1 day. With our 5th attempt, none of the doors were unlocked, so I had to use the zombies again. We had no weapons. I figured I would just book it for that supply room door where we found our hammer before, and just hope that it was unlocked, and hope that there was more weapons in there. Luckily, the door was unlocked, and we were able to make it in. But, based on the last time we were here, I knew we didn't have much time before the zombies would break through, so I grabbed whatever weapon I could and got ready to either escape or fight. Now this was the first time we finally made it into the main lobby of the mall, and nowhere was safe. All I could do was run. I tried to find another corridor or room that had no zombies in it, and unfortunately that led us to this bathroom. Now as soon as I got in here, I kind of knew what was going to happen, but I couldn't turn around because there was a Black Ops style zombie train behind me. I figured my best bet was just to wait it out in the stall and hope that they'd forget about me and kind of wander away, but that was not the case. Unfortunately, when I opened the door to try to see what the situation was like, they caught a peek at me. And just like that, they were on the stall door. Nope, get out of here. Now, I knew the end was near, but I figured we could at least try to put up one last fight before this attempt was over. Our 6th attempt started with a jump scare. Whoa. Okay. I was not expecting that to be unlocked, I'm not gonna lie. And now he's gone. And just like all of our other attempts before, we still had no weapon. So I tried doing the lure them in one at a time trick until we got this hallway cleared. This would go on for quite a while, but it's what we had to do in order to clear the zombies out, and we kept getting better clothing. Eventually, there would be too many for me to handle, so I eventually had to loop around and just make a run for the supply room again. Luckily, we were able to make it inside the mall. However, our plan would get a little bit of a hiccup because I thought the door was locked here, and then our dude fell over and we caught some damage, but then somehow the door unlocked, or maybe I just messed up in the first place, but either way we were able to get inside the room. After taking care of the zombie that made it in here, we had to take care of our wounds. We caught a couple scratches and a laceration on our torso, but with those patched up, we were able to get back to looting. And thankfully, this time, there wasn't a train of zombies outside the door. Just a couple of them. Now that we were looted up, it was time to fight. The zombies had finally made it through the door, but this time, we were ready for it. I knew the fighting wasn't over because I could still hear zombies banging on the other door, but at least the hallway was clear enough for me to be able to make an escape if needed. I was gonna make a run for it, but after seeing that there was only 2 zombies, I decided to take them out so that we could go loot this next room. But something I should have realized by now, there's always more zombies. But I wasn't ready to die yet. This fight went on for quite some time, as you can see by the bodies on the floor. But we prevailed and we were able to move on. I figured it was safer to head back through the hall because we knew it was somewhat cleared, so I made a quick stop to change our bandages as they were dirty, and then we were able to move on. Looks like we have a couple more zombies to take care of before we can get back to looting. Another room cleared and looted, we were able to find a construction hard hat to prevent bites on our head. After this, I stumbled onto a room which seemed pretty safe, and it had a water dispenser, so we were able to clean our bandages and drink some water. It was at this point I realized we had a new problem on our hands. Hunger. We had to find some food. So it was back to exploring, which meant back to the danger. The wounds we received earlier were bleeding pretty bad, so I was having to change the bandages frequently, or else my wounds would get infected, and that would be a whole nother problem. Upon exiting the room, I saw that there were some more zombies in the hallway, which I previously thought was cleared, so I figured we would try taking them out, but if you haven't caught on by now, more zombies would eventually show up. Knowing how quickly I could get overwhelmed, I figured our best bet was just to run for it and try to find another safe spot. However, I ran into a dead end, so I had to turn around and double back the way we came. At this point in time, I was just trying to find anywhere that was safe and hopefully find some food on the way there, but all I was finding was dead ends and lots of zombies. On the plus side, I was slowly learning the area so that future attempts would go smoother. Eventually, I would find my way back to our hall. So even though we went in a big circle, we were managed to lose the zombies and make it back to our temporary safe room. It was at this point where I started hearing banging on the door we haven't checked yet, so I figured it was time to see what's on the other side. With there only being one zombie, we were able to take him out easily. That is, until we were surprised with even more. Things were looking pretty grim, but I was not ready to let this attempt be over. This was our best one yet, and I was ready to make more progress. So, it was time to fight. With more and more zombies showing up, I knew I had to run for it. But everywhere I went was just more dead ends. I had to circle back and either face them or make one last effort to run through them. After seeing how many zombies were here, I knew I had to run. Now, I'm not gonna lie here, I thought this was gonna be the end for us, but we barely made it, and I was able to make it back to our supply room. However, we took some more damage, and some of our wounds were infected now. I tried making a quick stop to find some food, but unfortunately there was just too many zombies already. I had to make another run for it and try to find a new safe spot. By now, our character was feeling pretty worn down, I wasn't able to run anymore unless I stopped and took a break, but we just couldn't afford that. Everywhere we went, there was more zombies. Being reduced down to only being able to quick walk, I knew things were looking pretty grim, but I wasn't ready to give up just quite yet. It was here where I decided to make a quick last-ditch effort to maybe go down a floor. Maybe it would be less dangerous, but boy was I wrong. We quickly got swarmed on the stairs, and we couldn't even take one step off. And just like that, our best run was over. Our goal was to survive 7 days, and the best we could do was 10 hours. I figured I could spend some more time learning the game, maybe getting some feedback from you guys, and give it another go in another video. Please comment down below what you think I could have done better, because I know I definitely made some mistakes. Maybe you guys have some tips, things I'm not aware of, that would help me in the next run. But if you guys liked the video, please like and subscribe for more. This is my first video like this, but if you guys like it, I will happily do more. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.